I also know Matt from before because he's quite famous in the
In
sim
NASCAR.
world with the NASCAR thing.
Yeah, in NASCAR. Matt Bussa is a advanced
It's
sim
an
racer.
important name.
Yeah, like the older one here.
That's only because I've been in it for 13 years.
And he's a pro on in NASCAR. A lot of seasons, How many?
13 years.
We've put this drift ring on the right rear car. Y'all come take a look at it. I don't know if have y'all seen these before? Gonna keep, again, relatively tight to the circle. As far as the vision goes, I want you looking like 3 cones ahead of where you are. A bit of push, a little oversteer, there you go. So, that's really good. I guess we get to go right to advance.
We have blend lines up here, okay? We want you to exaggerate that. Even if you're the first guy out on the track, always assume a racetrack is a loaded gun, right? Stay over to the right, all the way into the first corner when you're first entering the track. Everybody got that? The best way to learn a new track, this is for you more advanced guys, read your hands. If you're moving your hands a second time, you're not getting the basic line down well.
Experiencing this track, I got to do the Skip Barber School at Lime Rock, and that was just really cool being on a track that I've raced so many laps on in the sim. So I'm looking forward to seeing what VIR is like in the Formula car here.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Getting the feeling of how does it correlate the same thing with the real one on the Formula car, like all the elevation changes that we have already done a lap on a minivan, and actually the downhill on the very last corners. I think it was more it gave a bigger impression than it does on the sim. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to like have that real feeling of how the thing handles.
Really, I'm so grateful right now about iRacing, about Skip Barber, about Tony Canan mentoring, all the support. And yeah, I will deserve that. I will have fun. And that's it.
Excited to get out here and see VIR. It's already really cool just seeing these buildings since iRacing has those on the track as well as reference. And
so sincere, whatever car has an open seat.
At this point, just kind of feels like you're in the sim almost because the dash is the same, everything. Once you get out on track, then you get all those extra features like seat of the pants feel and the G-force and whatnot.
It was a good first contact with the car. Definitely quite enjoyable after that long time without having driven anything that is quite fast. Yeah, definitely the track is very, very similar to the one we see in iRacing. It's still a bit shocking, like the changes of elevation, but super, super fun.
Are you in car?
We are here on day 2 of the Skip Barber 3-day race school, and today we're going to be doing some stop and go runs without any pace cars in front in order to start getting on the grips of the car a bit more and start carrying on the speed step by step.
And there's nothing worse. You know what nightmares race car drivers have? They never have a nightmare about the big crash. They always have a nightmare about not making the grid on time.
Started out a bit early on braking and progressed deeper and deeper into the corner, and it was really cool to feel all the stopping power the car has and be able to push the limit there and get comfortable with deeper braking. To me, it reminded me of Lime Rock turn 1 because there you brake deep and then you kind of have a wide corner pretty much the same here. You have a late apex for turn 1 at VIR, so similar theories there, and I was able to apply some knowledge from the last school to this one.
All right, hands outstretched. Like a conga line, baby. Next one. Huh. Something interesting just happened. We just exhibited the same thing that we're now starting to see from all of you as we go quicker. And we have video proof of it too. Brake, we're looking. And we all, 3 out of the 4 started turning in early before the turn-in come. So that beautiful radius you started off with, now you've already lost. We're still gonna hit the apex, but now look at where we're pointed. The wall. And now, if your vision is slow, and you think you're gonna hit the apex, I can go for the gas, you're gonna go for the gas, and right around here, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. If you get lazier and your head just does this, studies have been shown if you just use your pupils, your vision reverts to where your head's pointing. You gotta move that head. Watch F1, IndyCar, Elite Go-Kart, anything open with the helmet exposed. Brake, and then you see Max's head go like that. Brake, and you see Lewis's head go like that. And then they turn. It's everything.
If you do a good job or a bad job in braking, record it and release it before you get to the next corner, okay?
Lap belt tight enough or you want tighter?
Like the moment I try to turn too late, just the car snaps. If I anticipate it a bit and touch a bit the inside curve, it actually carries it a bit more.
So the only thing is you're tracking out too far, right? So the actual, we're going to go up there so you can see it, right? The track actually goes like this, and then it falls off this way as it crowns at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're tracking out right where it's crowning in both directions.
Yeah,
so that's why it gets a little sideways.
Yeah, but I feel like this is not costing me that much because then I don't have to lift anything. I'm able to just float it out and carry out.
Yeah, but
out of 11.
You're losing forward momentum. That's the problem. You're losing forward momentum.
Yeah. Like feel the rear start going into that very limit of a little slide, but it's not parting away. I'm starting to be able to play a bit with it.
That rotation.
Yeah.
Take it to 9. That's because you didn't track out enough.
Yeah.
We will start with the stop box in the morning, but once we've done the practice starts, there'll be no more stop box. One of the things you're going to have to remember tomorrow is you're going to be a hell of a lot faster going into turn 1. So that green cone may have to change for you. I'm going to leave it up anyway. By the way, I didn't tell anybody this, but I moved the green cone 12 feet deeper into the corner for your second session out there, the one that wasn't the official braking session. I didn't tell you because I wanted to see what you would do, all right? Knowing that it was still relatively not a difficult break point. So we're gonna do, and I won't do any more of those tricks, I promise, but it's my way of sneakily getting you through to feel like you can brake a little bit deeper and not realize you were doing it, all right? The last session of a 3-day school, to begin with, is usually the one, if something's going to happen big, it's going to happen. You've got 3 days of knowledge. You know you're leaving. You know you've got one last opportunity to go fast. And all those things are going to kind of pull together to get you in over your head. So don't. Because here's how it works. I will start the session, and if the session looks raggedy or people are pushing beyond their limits, and by now I know most of your limits, okay, I'll shut the session down, okay? I don't want to have an incident. We're 2/3 of the way through here. You guys have been great. And by the way, today was incredibly good driving. I don't know if anybody dropped wheels today that we don't know about or anything else, but it was incredibly clean. the number of mistakes are lower than most 3-day schools that we do. And I thank you, you iRacing guys. You're doing a good job at controlling yourselves a little bit. I was nervous about having brand new people out there. I mean, obviously we segregated you a little bit, but still, you've done everything right. And if somebody asks me whether this kind of a program should continue in the future, I'm going to say yes. And ahead of time, I'm wishing all 3 of you good luck, okay?
I have a dot with a turning point. If I go 2 inside, understeer. If I go one more outside, the oversteer, you know?
Got it figured out. So find your sweet spot, and also be aware, not so much today, but when you're racing here, that will change with tires.
Can we go after these curves?
No.
No.
Now here's the box, okay? So you come up here, pretend you're drafting somebody, pop out, get close to the cones, stay in the lane that you just picked. All right? So these are all the things that you think about when you're preparing for a race. But recon laps, when available, should always be done. Let me go out, do a perfect lap at 3/4 speed. Let me burn the race line back into my brain so that when I start going faster and I'm doing more reaction than actual driving, that race line is burned into my head. And cool off lap, same thing. Let me do a perfect lap at the end of the session. So an hour later when I get back in the car, that's the last thing I saw in my head. All right?
I lock it up on a turn 1.
Yeah, me too.
But that's okay. You guys are breaking almost
it was
the same
like
point.
a lap 2, I guess. So
Right.
You're braking?
Yeah.
Uh,
it's not
just
one
after 2.
enough.
Yeah, just after 2.
I'm just at 2, I think. You tell?
Yeah, right at 2, maybe a little bit before 2. Yeah, these guys breaking just after 2, but they're hard on it and immediately trailing off the brakes because the turn-in's right after that.
Yeah.
That's why you were locking up, because you were on the brakes with so much pressure and you just had a little bit of wheel input. That's why you only locked up to one side. And it wasn't totally locked. It was still spinning, but it was just ever so slightly.
It happened the same.
Right, you did the exact same thing, and you guys know. Yeah, I told you guys, but you trail off a little bit quicker, but kind of already got the gist of that the next lap.
Right now, it's neck and neck as to which of these gentlemen is going to win themselves a year of racing next year. I'm guessing that Ivan is in the lead right now. It seems that he's probably the most consistent and the fastest driver out there. And despite the fact that he speaks with a heavy accent from Spain, he is integrated really well with the other people in the school. So it's probably going to come down to that. In fact, at lunchtime I had them talk to one of the students here that's perhaps struggling a little bit, and Ivan did a really, really good job talking to them, as well as the other two, but Ivan maybe a little bit more. His intensity, I'm an intense guy the way I teach and the way I raced, and I like the fact that Ivan's a little intense about it. He's a perfectionist out there, and I'm kind of guessing, although I don't have a lot to say about it, that he's going to be the guy that gets this done.
actually the last session coming up here. We're going to be doing a session of open lapping. So like earlier and yesterday, we were doing some stop box sessions where they actually have to stop for feedback on the front straightaway. Well, today now we're just releasing them from pit lane and letting them go out on their own, start to learn a little bit about the car themselves as it gets hotter. The tires get hotter. The track is nice and hot already today. So start experimenting a little bit and charging some braking zones, getting some full runs down that front straightaway, a lot higher speeds now.
I don't have the confidence. It's like the stuff you guys have done in the past, I'm sure it builds that confidence up.
Yeah.
But like I'm probably holding like 75% throttle, and then I go full throttle when I know I have the grip, instead of pushing it. Because the braking point, like when following both of you, I was braking the exact same spots every turn.
Yeah.
And then I was hanging with you all the way to apex, and then just boom, you guys go. Even just like using the curbs, like I've never had a curb before in my life.
Yeah.
Before the school.
And this curve was so different that I have raced before, because the gray curve is good, but the other green and yellow is not good, you know.
Yeah.
There's
So,
just very few corners
like,
that you can.
Yeah, you have like 10 centimeters, then you can buy.
One more before
Yep.
the end.
We have Matt Bussa in the house, Victor Miranda, and Ivan Machado Perez. They have battled it out against more than 300 entries in our Formula iRacing series. They've been here all week competing against each other for a prize of a full season entry in our 2025 Skip Barber Formula Race Series in the real life Formula 4 race cars. We've been judging them, our staff here at Skip Barber, crew, instructors, on a multitude of criteria, from, of course, driving behind the wheel, implementing feedback from the instructors, as well as their character and how they're helping others, melding with the crew and the team. It's been an extremely hard decision because all three, in our eyes, are extremely worthy of this prize, but there can only be one winner. And that winner of the 2024 Skip Barber Formula iRacing Series champion is Ivan Machado Perez. On behalf of Skip Barber Racing School and all our staff and crew, congratulations for being the 2024 Skip Barber iRacing Formula Race Series champion.
Great job, all of you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud.
I really am.
Brother.
You have a great story, man.
Congratulations.
You really worked hard.
I'll do the series next year again too. So.
Heck yeah. Heck
Great
yeah.
job, to you, bro. Great
Victor,
job.
I'm so proud of you too, man.
Thank you so much.
Hard choice.
Really hard choice.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Okay.
Likewise.
Thank you. But we're here too for you. Okay. This is the end.
Another class. One more driveway.